Here we go. Welcome back to another warm-up show with your co-host, Enortap, and of course, Coach Frenchy back in the booth. Week number 2 for the warm-up show. We're going to bring you all the news around the NHL, of course, and of course, we're going to bring all the prediction we are going to do tonight for the 4 game we have in the NHL. Well, welcome, Mr. Enortap, the Bob Gainey of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Welcome aboard today.
Hello, Coach. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure. And hello, Hockey Nation.
Thank you so much. Welcome for everybody. We have, of course, Ville O directly from Finland to join us at that time. It's very early for him. It's only 11 o'clock p.m. So it's a really early night for the people in Finland with us today. And it's a Monday. Hopefully have an amazing, great weekend in our tap. And you'll have a chance to watch a couple of games and around the NHL. Before we start talking about all the news happening today, we have a lot of injuries. But any words to you can what you can think about NHL hockey this weekend? What you something maybe pay you attention, or maybe something you just you can bring to us for today?
Yeah, I mean, I was able to catch quite a few of the games this weekend, and I mean, there were some classic games that went on that were really exciting, and a couple of really boring games, I must admit. But what I'm noticing is that right now there's a good 5 or 6 teams that have gotten off to a great start, and another 5 or 6 that have gotten off to a horrible start for whatever reasons. I don't anticipate that it'll continue like that. There's always the saying that you're never as bad as you are when you're losing, and you're never as good as you are when you're winning. The truth lies somewhere in between a lot of the time. So, we'll wait and see what happens with a lot of these teams that are either on a good streak or on a bad streak right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. Before we commence, we welcome Mr. Johnny Golden directly from Moncton, New Brunswick. Johnny, welcome aboard. Happy Tuesday, Valeo, because now it's midnight 05, so happy Tuesday. Let us finish our Monday, and then we can maybe catch you back tomorrow, Tuesday. But great to see also John Gregor back in the house directly from Boston, the one fans of the Boston Bruins. John Gregor, great having him aboard, John Golden. We're going to talk about a couple of news we have for the Montreal Canadiens. Of course, we're going to talk about this, and it's fun thing about the NHL. And like I mentioned, for me this weekend was more about the fact a lot of injuries continues to add more and more increasing inside the NHL, and not for the lower players, right? It's a major key players on different team we're going to talk about today, but maybe create an impact for the standing or for the race I know it's the first week. Today I did not do my power ranking, but I said, only 2 game. I did not want to start to do is classify the number 1 versus number 32, but we're going to do one next week, for the 32 team in NHL. But like you said, you have about 5-7 team really high right now with no loss, if you talk that, and then you have the bottom where you have 5-16 with 0 win after 2 or 3 game, and then between this, a couple of team did not play many game, only 1 game. So it's not like, it's this week is really where the team back with 2, 3, or 4 game on their schedule. And you're going to also, some team have 5 days off. Every team have 5 days off at some point during the season in our tap. So like Ottawa or Vegas right now have 5 days. Also Ottawa. So they take a couple of teams per week. They give them a couple of days off. And that's what happened. And most of them play 3 games per week during the week, or some maybe 4, depend on their schedule. But that's what happening about this. So let's start right away about some news about this. But before we start, let's talk about Montreal Canadiens, because I just said, who's your favorite player for the Montreal Canadiens? He asked you this question to you. Who is your favorite player for the Montreal Canadiens?
Valemo, is that current or
Yeah.
all time? Current, I would say right now. I mean, it's I've always loved Carey Price. I think that he has a lot to offer in terms of consistency, patience, leadership skills. Uh, but in terms of a player that's not a goalie, again, an injured player, which again speaks to what's happening with Montreal, and it was Weber. I think that Weber always set the tone for the team. He didn't have to be a vocal leader. He was very much a quiet leader, but he led by example, and that goes just as far as a player that is very vocal.
Yeah, absolutely right about that. Welcome, Bud the Monkey, and the house at that moment. So thanks for joining us. Johnny Golden asked you this question. I don't know if you know about this. Maybe you can add something about him or not, or I can answer to you if you know what's going on. Or
The only thing I heard is that there's possibility that he got a concussion in the AHL, or sorry, with the Laval team, but they have no idea yet how long he could be out for. But if that's indeed true, it's sad. I mean, here's a kid that has been really hit hard with not just injuries, but the possibility of trying to make the team, and it hasn't quite worked out for him. You hope that better things are ahead for him.
I agree with you. First, he played a solid game. The first game, Laval Rocket won the Friday night, and then he got this at that moment. Now it will depend the gravity of the concussion. Is it a mild one? Is it you know what I mean? So you have different face on the concussion. It would be interesting to see what kind he got. To be honest with you, so we have also Mr. Adam Berger in the house. You're welcome, Buddy Monkey, for an amazing, great day, and you're ready to rock and roll with a couple of games tonight in NHL. Other news around the Montreal Canadiens, maybe I can bring to you is first, Jake Evans was not on the ice today with possible injuries, but look like it's not a concussion, so there's good news to hear that. Is it COVID-19? Is it, something happens during the game Saturday? We don't know. I believe me, it could be just a COVID-19 or a precaution about everything that will open up now to bring Aaron Brooks on the lineup, on the roster tomorrow. I will not be surprised he's going to be between Gallagher and Mike Hoffman. Mike Hoffman start really practice today. Expect him, the chance to see him tomorrow will be really, really there. So to see Mike Hoffman join, that would give them. They also send Alex Belzil to the Laval Rocket, but before that, he is on the waiver list at that moment. So it'll be interesting if he's going to be claimed or not. If not, he's going to be with Laval Rocket starting tomorrow. Then after that, Edmondson is finally know the situation. He's not injured. So that's the good news about that. But it's a personal matters. So I don't know his family or whatever it is. So at that moment, at the beginning it was 2-3 weeks, but it's still at that moment the same situation for him. Nothing else, nothing changed about his case. So don't expect to see Jordan Munson during the week. I don't think so. He's going to be around about that one over there. Otherwise, Semi Niku was on the ice with the team, but after that, Whiteman he was on the power play unit too. So we don't know exactly what they're going to decide about him. Nollander, the situation, honestly, now is confirmed. When he's going to be healed, a recovery is going to be sent back to Frölunda at the Sweden Hockey League over there. So no chance to be with Montreal Canadiens this season. So don't expect this guy is going to be with Montreal. That's confirmed today by the Montreal Canadiens. And finally, I may be missing someone now. I don't know if I missed something. Did I miss something? What I didn't
No, I
mention, or
think
you?
I think you hit on the majority of the situations there. It'll be interesting. I think they had Niku matched up with Kulak today, if I'm not mistaken, and
Yeah.
uh, yeah, and as you said, Weidman playing some of the PP there. But that line of Brooks, Hoffman, and Galley could be an interesting one. I mean, have to wait and see how they gel together, but it could help out.
Yeah, at the same time, you talk about this. At that moment, they bring back Perrault as a center and they put Armia and Lekonen together. So Parkett was the extra forward about that. So I just want to mention this about that. So that's turnaround about what's going on with Montreal. Expect to be Jake Allen between the pipes tomorrow night. And we'll be interesting the Mike Hoffman. Tomorrow night, we're going to do the show. We're going to give you all the information about the game. We're going to do our show normal, the warm-up show, with a little bit a pre-game show. So we're going to talk about this. Mr. Adam Berger said Stone is going to see a doctor today, so it's not looking good for the Vegas Golden Knights. What after the last 6 weeks, a minimum of 6 weeks, and Max Pacioretty. Now it's Captain Max Stone will be out. We don't know the gravity, how long he'll be out, but this is another jab or an uppercut for the Vegas Golden Knights right now. This is not looking good when you lose your 2 best players. Very difficult to recover. But we'll see what kind of lineup they're going to bring on the ice at some point. And be interesting if Peyton Krebs is going to be called up for the Silver Knight. And maybe a trade or something to try to find some other solution. The rumor Jack Eichel, everything like that. But again, whatever they trade Jack Eichel, does not fix the problem of the team at that moment. Whatever is the team. So it'll be really interesting what happened with the Golden Knight for the next couple of days. Of course, we have Canadian Giants in the house right now at that moment. Welcome aboard, Canadian Giants. Thanks to join us. We appreciate it. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. That'd be great if you don't mind. This third event was taking maintenance day, whatever that means. Yes, that's happening. A lot of players like Owen Tippett was another one today. A couple of players around the league have that maintenance day. So what is the maintenance day usually? It's a off ice. So they don't go on the ice. Usually it could be around the rink or it could be stay home and they just relax and they just take a day off. And that's what's happening sometimes. So, but on the case of Jake Evans, that maintenance day bring me to thinking you have something behind that. And I will maybe I'm going to hear this a little bit more, but I wouldn't be surprised it's not on the lineup for tomorrow. I feel they have something we don't know yet. If you need that part of that, he said they need Strom. That's funny. Adam is always read my news, and you don't know what I'm going to talk about. He's always read me, so it's funny how the people are really great here on the Hockey Nation Live show. So talking about Ren Strom or Dylan Strom, to be honest with you, let's talk about, I'm sorry about that, a couple of news around the league. And let's start with the first one I want to mention for everybody. And you can comment about this. I don't know if you watched the game yesterday, but we did a live stream between the Ottawa and the Dallas Star. But at the end of during the game, Radek Fasa had been fined for $5,000 after a slashing on the wrist of Sozol, where he left right away, came to the bench, but finally he came back at the beginning of the third period. But honestly, the NHL safety players department, now they call it that way, gave $5,000, fined him for $5,000. Any comments about that?
Yeah, that seems to be the going thing. I mean, actually, 2 things held him back here from a suspension. The number one, the fact that I don't think a penalty was called on that slash on his wrist. And number 2, Stützle came back in the game. So there was really no injury to compound the issue.
Yep.
So they just went with the maximum fine, which I guess is okay.
Yep, so right. No call about that one. No slashing. It was report on that today also. Good game overall. But Adam said, I always believe Jim Neal's doing a good job over there, but something is going on right now in Dallas, and I think that's the reason they have 4 goaltenders. I would not be too surprised they trade one of the 4 over there and then get what they're missing, a bottom 6 or maybe a left wing on the top 6. But again, they're missing a lot right now, Jacob Robinson, because that unbalanced their lineup at that moment. Pavelski play with players where they shouldn't be on the left wing. So their depth is not strong, but whatever, I like Clendening. I think Kirivanta is average. Koryanov never reached his potential over there. And they're missing, of course, John Clember. So when you have a Robinson and Clember back in the lineup, that will be a bit more fit the balance of the lineup a little bit better. We'll see what kind of team. But it's a team I can consider right now. I'm watching, like the Rangers I watched this weekend. I consider them as a bubble team. 1 foot in the playoff and 1 foot outside the playoff. And they're going to compete like this all year long, I believe, for what I saw yesterday during the game against Ottawa Senators. The next thing I want to know is this is not looking good. The Tampa Bay announced today Nikita Kucherov, after he got out during the game against the Washington Capitals and never returned on the during the game, never come back. Mentioned possible a big injury there, possible request a surgery. What do you think about this?
Well, it's a huge blow for Tampa Bay if that's the case. I mean, I think they were really looking forward to having him back for a full season. I know that they lost their entire third line over the course of the summer. So having him back would have been a great plus. Now, of course, we don't know how long he's going to be out and what the severity of the injury is. But, any time missed by Kucherov is big.
It could be really damage for the Tampa Bay Lightning because it's not Point. It's not Brendan Point helping Kucherov. It's Kucherov helping Brendan Point to get those points. Does that make sense? Like, he is the catalyzer of that line over there. It's not Brendan Point. You see last season, he have only 48 points in 56 games. This playoff, he came back. He has like over 14 goals with 32 points, Brendan Point. So my point is a lot of point right now. I'm talking right now, right? Is like it's going to be a really hard for the Tampa Bay after they miss everybody else. So the top six, it was pretty even with Palat, Point, Kucherov, Stamkos, Killorn, and Cirelli. It's the bottom six now. They bring back Perry up. That will create a lot. The old and the lineup for the Tampa Bay. It would be interesting what's happening for them. For Junior Brisebois, can he move? The longevity of this injury. Now they have opened up a $9 million. Again, they will be back like they did last season. Who knows what happened, but absolutely right about this. The news for the Sling YT, welcome aboard. Thanks to join us.
Which I question a little bit having bringing up Corey Perry to that first line. I mean, we know that he doesn't have the speed and he's not as effective anymore, playing those kind of minutes that a first line requires. So we were starting to see Tampa coming out of that first and second game doldrum that they were in. And I think they're going to sort of recede a little bit if this prolongs this injury.
Yes. For me, I'll be honest with you. I would not be surprised to see Ross Colton as a right wing for that line. There will maybe just because they patch up this morning, but I don't see Corey Perry to be there for, if he's missing 5, 10, 15 games. I don't see this happening about this. I would be more like a young speed who joined that line and not Corey Perry about that. So it'll be interesting to follow up with their lineup, everything for the next couple of days. So, of course, to know what's going on with Kucherov. Talking to YT, yes, Austin Matthews come back in the lineup for tonight for the roster, so it will be a good plus about this. And Adam, Marc Bergevin did not lose his job today. I need to predict my prediction first, and then after that, Molson is going to announce this maybe later, but it will be interesting about that. Coach, I know you said Mike could go to the Kings. Yes, the video is coming, 8 o'clock p.m. I know tonight I'm not going to be live to do any live stream tonight, so I'm going to make a video. It's almost done. It's right now at the end of to be downloading, so expect to be live tonight at 8 o'clock. So about that news, and again, I'll be wrong, but again, it's maybe intriguing a lot of people. When you create a video like this, Enortap, you get a lot of comments where I'm not a good guy. So a lot of people are upset about this or completely wrong, everything like that. But that's the way you do those stuff like that, is to create some, no drama, but some conversation about what's going on about that. Talking about another injury, it's a little bit an update for the Pittsburgh. Brian Rasta is out 2 weeks now, not a day today. Another bad situation with an unspecified injury. Malkin skate for the first time with the team, and unfortunately, Crosby is not going to be back on the lineup tomorrow night, confirmed by Mike Sullivan today. Whatever happened right now, the Pittsburgh looking great without everybody on the lineup. I don't know how they do it, but he does it, and congratulations to Pittsburgh, because right now I put them out of the playoff, and I'm going to be wrong about that team. They're going to find a way to be in the playoff. Whatever they do, they're doing right, and we have to give credit for Mike Sullivan.
It's 100%. I mean, I don't know how Pittsburgh does it from year to year when they have either Malkin or Crosby, and this year Gunsel, and now Rust is out of the lineup. Kudos to the coaching staff.
Yep, I agree with you about that. If it's not looking good in Montreal, it's not looking good in Chicago. But the fans of Winnipeg, they always feel the dark of their sky, the dark side of their days is already shorter and shorter, because they already start with 0-2. They're just losing again to Anaheim and last week, and that will be the big surprise after that. So what do you think about their start? And they lost against San Jose, by the way. So what do you feel about the Winnipeg Jets so far?
Well, I don't know. I see the two games they had. There was a loss of speed to their game. That's the first thing that really struck me, and secondly, I don't think Hellebuck is really. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been his usual sharp self. That stood out as well. And the big guns have not started to produce yet. And it's look at Montreal. If you don't have your first or second line producing, you're not going to score many goals.
Yep, absolutely right. First of all, I call this like the illness Canadian people, where they panic right away after one game. After 45 minutes, they just panicking right now. They don't winning. But at the end of the day, listen, it's the same situation with Montreal. A lot of new players, we don't talk about this, Schmidt, Dylan. You know what I mean? Like it's another chemistry they bring inside that team. They are not fit all together. It takes time. Max Sheffley did not play the first game. Hellebuck is so at that moment. And I'm not too much worried about them. They're going to be back about that. I'm more worried about Chicago and Nashville at that moment, to be honest with you, compared to Montreal and the Winnipeg at that moment. Have a great evening. I have to go. Take care. All right, Adam, have an amazing, great night. I appreciate love to stop by. Don't forget to click on the likes. About Johnny said also, Bergevin, he feel the pressure. I don't know. It's more for me. It's more the fatigue about not the pressure. Maybe it's time for him. After 10 years behind the general manager, I think maybe it's a time for him to figure out something else, another challenge, whatever it is, honestly. And we have going to be one more news. This coming from the Tim Richard. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but I just want to mention for maybe the people missed the show this morning. Kovalchuk has been now the general manager of the Tim Richard, going to be at Beijing 2022. The head coach Zamnov said the appointment is based on his intensive experience with the national team and the deep knowledge about the KHL, not the KOHL, I apologize, and the NHL player. And finally, they have announced a couple more assistant GM, assistant coach like Fedorov is going to be a part of this. I'm surprised they didn't announce Larionov yet, or Larionov is not part of this at that moment. So it'll be interesting if Larionov will be a part of this around. We know Larionov was with the Team Junior U20. Maybe they will let him there and not bring him on the national team. Could up the reason maybe that's happening about that. So I believe that's the reason about that. So anything you want to add about this?
No, not about that. Just a couple of other things, Coach, as well. I saw that Dylan Larkin was back at practice today. So hopefully that's good news, and that he didn't suffer a concussion from that vicious hit. And the other thing was I heard that Cody Glass from Nashville has been sent down to the AHL again.
Yep, that's the news happening today, KHL, about that one of there. The Canucks Vancouver announced also they have suspended Travis Amonick without pay. about he refused to get a vaccination about that. What we know he's going to try to get retired, so it's not like a big news overall about that situation. Finally, today on the waiver list, first of all, I have nobody yesterday, so I have nobody to get claimed. But today, Maximov from Edmonton and Timashov, where he just signed a contract 1 month ago. They are going to be on the waiver, but with the purpose of termination of contract, so it be completely become a UFA. They can play anywhere they want to be. And then finally, Montreal put Alex Belzil, and the waiver, the New York Islanders put Leo Komarov. This is a move about the money situation. Sorry, Cap. Would be interesting, this next move about this. We know his relation with Lou Lamoriello will always be close together. Everywhere Lou go, Komarov follow. But it will be interesting what happening about that, what the Islanders going to do with him. Can he be a team can pick him? The problem is the money about with his salary is over $3 million. So that's maybe the problem about that one over there. Like we do at the end of this, we're going to also announce the 3-star of the week. And let's make turn off this so I can follow up with other things. First of all, 3-star of the week, Steven Stamkos, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 point. Great weeks for him. Enortap, Stamkos at 32 years old continues to perform game after game. Show, they're missing him a lot during the second half last season. Did not play with injury. So 3rd star of the week. And another veterans, talk about Stamkos. We're not talking about Alex Ovechkin. Got also 5.3 goal, 2 assists, and 2 game only. Alex Ovechkin continues is at 161 goal of the Wayne Gretzky record, so it'll be interesting to see that. And finally, the 1st star of the week, another veterans, 3 players over 30 years old, start on the right foot with 7 point and 2 game. Anze Kopitar with 5 points during the first game with 4 goals, 3 assists. Great performance of Kopitar. It's a little bit what he did last season all year long. He carried on the Los Angeles Kings on his shoulder with their defenseman, Drew Doughty. So great performance about this. Anything you want to add before we move on the prediction of the night, the 4 games?
No, it's just that every year I expect Kopitar to be degenerating, but he seems to improve with age. He's just an amazing athlete. He's in great shape, and it looks like Doughty is really excited to go at it again this year. I think he's going to have a really good comeback year as well.
Yep. A little bit earlier, Adam bring the name of Dylan Strom. I know he left, but I will bring to you because I was coming to talk about this. Guys, the next couple of weeks, I will have a chance. I spoke with the person over there. And now we have an agreement. I have an agreement with 2 people that does all those kind of projection, WAR. So if you become a member, you're going to have a chance to see all those cards I'm going to provide to you every time that. And I'm going to provide this sometime on the videos, on the live stream or recording videos. But look, Dylan Strong, guys, if you're a GM right now, it's something you have to look about this. First, he's only $3 million. I believe he's a great, solid 3rd center. And he could be also become a 2nd center. He's really a bubble player at that moment as the 3rd center, 2nd. Then he's only 24 years old. That's something you have to remember about this. He dropped last season on the offensive side, on the offense, right? But look again, 2 years ago. Then last year he did not too bad. His offense is 81% in our top, 67. On the WAR. He's still a great offense he can bring on the table. And at $3 million as a 3rd center, it's not expensive. I think he can reach a 40 point per year on my book. What do you think about him? Thank you so much. First, voice.
I think that, in juniors, he was a scoring machine. He was producing points at a great pace. Even here, he's shown sparks of that. It's the only thing I've heard is a little bit about coachability. But as you said, he's young. These are things that come with age. Everybody sort of matures at a slightly different pace than everybody else. So, why not take a chance on him?
I
I
think
think
that was
he's a
something
big
to
game.
look. Of course, his defensive side is growing. Look from 18-19 to 2021 is the red bar. And the only thing, the finishing, it dropped a little bit compared he was during the first, second year. But again, I think sometime, look Sam Bennett example. I think that's a great example to compare him to Sam Bennett for the Calgary Flames, where he's behind Monahan and he's behind Langholm over there, right? The line is really difficult. They try to put him on left wing. They try to move him to center. They try to give a chance. Does not work over there. I think Dylan Strom is another one right there. He's stuck in the ladder of the Chicago Blackhawks to be one of the top six with Chicago. I could be wrong. I don't say he's going to be a great hockey player, but as a bottom six, I feel like he could be one of the players they can reach. It's another one for me. Can become like another like Joel Armia prototype of players can score 15, 20 goals per year and about 20 assists. And I think that would be a great asset for any team. About that one over there, put him between Pacioretty and Mark Stone. I think he can reach that kind of the point easily with them. Well, that's what Vegas can look. But now Vegas, to answer back to Adam, I'm going to finish this about this, is the problem with Dylan Strom. Adam, I know you're not here, maybe you're going to watching. He's not a winger. So now, for the last 2 months, we're thinking they need a first or second center, Vegas. Now they're looking more for the winger because the problem. Also, one thing we did not talk about Vegas in our tap, they're missing Alex Stark with everybody else. So it's a three winger, really important. They play big role on their team. One is a snapper, one is a forechecker, one is a back checker. So it reaches from location, and they are the top best of each category, such as mentioned to you, for the team. So Vegas going to be really suffer of those three players for the next couple of games. I can promise you that. So I just want to stop by Dylan Strom. And to answer to you, Roger, yes, you're going to get those kind of players, card, everything like that. Another way we mentioned this is Nikita Kucherov. This is another my other guy I spoke today. It's another way, a little bit deeper about their categories: passing, power play, shooting, recovery, roll difficulty, entry, pass, everything like that. We're going to provide you as a member of the show, of the Hockey National Show. We're going to provide you all those information. The next one is Malkin. I want to share with you guys. So just give you an idea what the Hockey National Show is getting now, and what kind of direction we're looking for to do and to provide for all the members for the next couple of weeks. So I think that's a couple of cards. It's very interesting to see that. And this is really deep, made by people, take all the information by 5 other people. They are an expert on analysis, data, and on age game, every time that. So pretty cool to see that. I just want to share with you guys about that. But it's time, Mr. Enortap, talking about the 4 game of the night. Finally, you knocked me down Saturday with a great evening, and now you take the lead 21-13. Plus 3 is your prediction. You have the right score. Where that don't give us a point because I will represent our selection for each game. But again, you are plus 8 after 34 game, and I'm plus 6 only about that one over there. I'm 27-14 plus 2. So tonight we have 4 games on the program. New York Rangers, Toronto. I would mention the roster and the goaltender and just tell us what you think about the game. The Rangers, we know Strom and Capo will be out of the lineup tonight. We expect Shesterkin to be, it's not confirmed, likely he's going to be the goaltender for tonight for the New York Rangers. And that's the 2 pieces of the puzzle they're going to missing for them. For the New York Rangers. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, they welcome back the number 34, the big guy, Austin Matthews, back in the lineup for them. And, of course, Jack Campbell is going to be the goaltender for them. It's confirmed. What do you think about this? What your expectation? And tell us about that game.
Well, the Rangers are now off to a 1-1-1 season. And in that time, they haven't looked overwhelming. I mean, besides Kreider, Fox, and Zibanejad, who I think have 3 points each, the rest of the offense has been very, very quiet. And we kind of saw it even in the Montreal game that you were doing the live cast with. It's not like they overwhelmed Montreal that we lost that game. We sort of defeated ourselves in there. I think they owe a lot to Seshkerton, their goalie, because if it wasn't for him, they'd probably be looking at 0-3 right now. The Leafs, on the other hand, are slowly improving, and they put in a good game last time against Ottawa. They're 2-1. They're playing at home. Matthews is back, which should inject a little bit of inspiration for the rest of the Leafs, and also start balancing and bringing stability to their lines. So, and of course, Nylander's gotten off to a great start. I think he's at 4 points now. So I'm going to take the Leafs to win this one, 3-2, but it'll be close.
Absolutely right. You nailed it. I mentioned this morning to Michael Wright, the Rangers situation. Like, I don't know if you're watching, you listened to me this morning. I said, look, I was not impressed by the Rangers against Montreal Canadiens. At the same time, Montreal could be 2-1-0 at that moment. The Rangers could be 0-3-0. Too much parity. And I'll be honest with you, Chesterkin, guys, I predict Vizina for him. I predict to become a top 3 goaltender in NHL the next 3 years and on top. He's going to carry on the New York Rangers to the final Stanley Cup the next 5 years. You're going to remember that, what I just said to you. And I do the same thing tonight with you, but I changed my score tonight, an empty net by Mitch Marner at 4-2, or Muzzin's going to be an empty net on that one over there. So Toronto 4-2 for tonight. So we have the same situation. The Seattle back now on the ice with 1-1-1. Gruber confirmed. Carter Hart confirmed. Again, the Philadelphia play only one game, 0-0-1. The last in shootout last week against the Vancouver Canucks. Little bit strange game. They come back after the losing 4-2. They come back with 2 goals, tied the game 4-4. Claude Giroux scored on the 6 versus 5, an empty net for Vancouver, for the Flyers. And then flip side, Seattle found a way to win the first game against the Nashville. Lost in overtime, and they lost the first game again last week, the first game against the Vegas, I can call it. I think it was 4-3. But overall, what your expectation for the Seattle Kraken? Vince Dunn's will be out in the lineup, confirmed today for the coach. And the Philadelphia, I don't have anything to mention. Ristolainen is out. This confirmed. Any news or anything you want to mention about that game?
No, I'm just very pleased to see Seattle like in all 3 games. First of all, Grubauer's played in all 3, and they have to kind of be careful with time management for him. He's also he can be injury prone from time to time, so you don't want to overwork him. Tanov's off to a great start. And the thing with Seattle is if they get an early lead on you, they play a very tight game. They have big, tough defensemen that will close things down. And so it'll be very difficult to score against them. Having said that, the Flyers are playing their home opener tonight.
No, that's the second game.
Oh, it's the second game for Philly?
Yeah, okay. They opened up at home against Vancouver last week.
With Vancouver, okay. So, you know what, I expect, I think Philadelphia will throw a little bit more size at Seattle. They're a bigger, harder hitting team than most of the teams they've played so far. I think Philadelphia will take this one 4-3.
You go with Flyers 4 and 4-3. First of all,
yeah.
Welcome, Mr. Wesh, in the house today. Thanks to join us. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. We appreciate your support to be here. Not much to say to you about this. A little bit surprised. Gruber for the full game. We did not see Chris Drager yet, and the goaltender. Maybe surprised about that situation. So overall, look, you are great on the winner of the Frenchy quiz. So I have to follow you now, and I go with the Flyers. And but again, I go with another score. The first game I was over you. Now I'm under you.
Yeah.
So I go with 3-2 about that. What kind of show is this? Wesh. This show at 5 o'clock is preview all the game with prediction, everything like that. Wesh, we give you all the news around the NHL. what happenings during the day, and also all the roster, the confirmation goaltender, everything like that. So you have a fantasy hockey, or you want to see what's going on for the game tonight, the roster, the chant. We bring you all those information before the evening. So that's what we do every day. 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, Monday to Friday. We have the collaborator of not Enortap, but the Mr. Bob Guinea in the house. You welcome, Wesh. The next game, the Anaheim Ducks versus the Calgary Flames. Honestly, Gibson confirmed. Markstrom is confirmed. Not many change about the roster for Anaheim Ducks. But I will say to you for the Calgary Flames, the only thing I will say to you, they will come back finally. Their UFA, they signed on the summer. Blake Coleman is going to be on the third line for the game tonight after he got a suspension. One game happening during the preseason game. So that would be him add on that team over there for the Flames. So anything you want to talk about this game before we move the last game of the evening?
Again, with Anaheim 1-1, I think that both Stollarts and Gibson have held them in both games. I think that they have to get a little bit more offense outside of Silverberg, who's got about 3 points for them so far. But Calgary should win this game, no problem in my eyes. The only thing that they have to, I mean, they played a great game against Edmonton. The problem was they couldn't stay out of the penalty box. And that's one team that you don't want to give a power play opportunity to in Edmonton. So that's what kind of lost that game for them. And Markstrom has been very good so far. So I'm going to pick the Flames to win. And I'm also going to say that this is going to be the first shutout of the year, 3-0.
Here we go. First of all, I agree with you. And I'm 1-1. Flame play only one game, 0-1. They lost again the Oilers 5-2. Backstrom was solid in front of the net. First game, Gibson won the W. Second game, was not there, was hurt. Stolarn played very well. Not big chance right now. And but again, Markstrom is going to lose the shutout by the goal of the first goal of the year of Trevor Zegras, and it's going to be 3-1.
Awesome.
Last game of the night, the St. Louis Blues, after an amazing great W against the Colorado Avalanche, played the second game of the year on the road. They obviously now the poor Arizona Coyotes. I just pray the best for them. But Coyotes, they lost 2 games right away, but they have 0-1-1, honestly. They lost 8-2 the beginning of the season against Columbus. Then they went to Buffalo, lost in shootout or no T 2-1. And then now they play tonight at home. They open up their season at home against the St. Louis Blues. Not much change overall. We only know it's confirmed. Bennington versus Carlton Hutton, where he have a really difficult time against the Columbus Blue Jacket. Can he come back stronger or better? We'll be interesting to see that. This is now your turn to tell us what your selection of this game tonight.
You know what, Coach? I think St. Louis isn't an opportunity to take advantage of the schedule. I know they're on a 3-game road trip. They won the first one. They have this game, which I think is very winnable for them, and they have Vegas coming up after, who has all sorts of injuries. So they could be headed home with a 3-0 record, and I'm going to take them tonight to win as well, 4-1.
Let's confirm. Enortap confirmed a 4 game of tonight. Look, maybe we're going to have the same record tomorrow because I'm going with the Blues tonight. I don't change it. And then I said, you know what? It's Hutton in the net, so he's going to give at least 5 goals for sure. So I gave with 5-2 on that one over there. So we have the same team, but different score. We'll be interesting to see the final score. Now we're going to add one more on this. If some of you want to, we don't go with the lines tonight because we try to bring you the under-over. We don't want to go per game. What we try to accomplish is to select one game I believe is going to be over or under. Enortap select one game, I select one game, and you can go online and to pick your pick. You don't have to listen to us. We're not an expert. We don't make here to make you money. We just give us what our predictions are, and we play for fun at the end of the day. So, Enortap, what's your prediction tonight for under or over?
I looked at the Anaheim and Calgary game. even though Calgary, I think, will win no problem. Anaheim's having trouble scoring, and the line is at 5.5 goals. So I'm going to go with under there.
Well, you go under on that one, right? So you
Yeah.
expect the game, like you said, 3-0, so you're going to go under. I decided to go with St. Louis Blues. I think there will be another destroy from the Blues tonight against the Phoenix. The line of a 5.5, so I decide to go with over. I expect 5-7 goal, honestly, and that would be my prediction about that one over there. So now this is our prediction for tonight, guys. We're going to finishing what we do all the time, and I'm not bad. You're absolutely right. West they play very well the first two games. Honestly, they only gave 3 goals in our tap, I believe. I did the last 2-1 against the Minnesota Wild last week.
I believe so, yeah.
Right? It was not 3-2. The Minnesota beat the Kings
2-1.
3-2. So you're absolutely right, West. The defensive, they really well only gave 3 goals in 2 games. So Gibson Stolar was amazing in front of the net. I agree with you about West. Great comments about that. Now we're going to move on for the player of the night. If you play a fantasy hockey on the like any other place, and then I want you to mention what is your best 3 forward fantasy or your fantasy hockey.
Okay, well, since I predicted Calgary to win and win with a shutout, I'm going to take also Jacob Markstrom in net
Yep.
as the goalie. And defenseman, I'm going to go with Mark Giordano of Seattle. And also Ivan Provorov of Philadelphia.
Both of them play the same game together.
Yeah. And the forwards, well, Austin Matthews coming back. I'm going to take him. Hopefully
right.
he'll be good for a couple of goals. Travis Konechny of Philadelphia. And David Perron of St. Louis.
West is going with Matthews, Patrick Kane, and Ovechkin. But unfortunately, the Chicago does not play West. So those 3 players or selection of the player we do right now here, West, is for the games tonight only. So every day we're changing our players, everything like that. So you're absolutely right with Matthews, but maybe go with 3 other. For me, I go because I said over. Because I believe Bennington is going to get the W. The defensive side, I change completely, not with you. I go with Morgan Riley for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I go with Quinn Hughes for the Vancouver Canucks. I don't know why I put Hughes there. He does not play tonight, so I don't know. I make a mistake there. I forgot to change the name about that, so I will be honest with you. I will change the Hughes, and I will go with tonight for the Calgary Flames. I go with Anderson tonight. I apologize for that one over there. And finally, my 3 players. Johnny Hockey back in the house tonight for me. We have a surprise to you. I'm going with Brendan Shine for the St. Louis Blues. And finally, Mitch Marner is going to be get a point because Matthews played with him tonight. So that'll be about that one over there. Johnny Golden mentioned here, forward Max had been placed on the injury reserve. He is expected to miss 2 or 4 weeks with a rib fracture. This is news happening the last couple of minutes. I did not know about this. We know he was not at practice this morning, Johnny. If you got that news recently, we appreciate the update. That's what we do here. We need your help to give us all the update. Unfortunately, when we are live, we have difficult time to follow up. So you guys, Adam, you, everybody else, when you get those kind of news, bring it on, give it to us, tell us what's going on, and that's what's happening, and we enjoy about that. Last week, we played live, me and Enortap on FanDuel at the Fantasy. Enortap, we win $2 last week.
All right.
So we spent $2 and because I checked my balance, and my balance still at $19. So that's the good news about that one over there. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to do it again. So why not? Why not to play again? So what we're going to accomplish now, we're going to get, let me check this one here about this. We're going to finish the show. We have still 8 minutes to go in our tap. So let me driving if I can get this one over there right away, the right place.
Coach, as you're doing that, there's also been news right now that the Sharks, Evander Kane's been suspended 21 games for violating the COVID-19 protocol.
Oh wow, 21 games.
21.
That's crazy. Can you see it?
Yeah,
Speedy recovery for Domi. Wash. Okay, perfect. Do we need to put bigger?
maybe a little bit. Yeah.
I can go one more.
Okay.
Perfect, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, sound good. Now we like we did last time. We go with the goaltender. Now we have Max Trump and we have Bennington. You and me. I'm going to select the first one. I have to go with Bennington, my friend. I feel Bennington is going to be the one over there. Let me check with the salaries. That's the best way to get there. We're going to get him.
Bennington, 7,500.
Yeah. So we got him right now here. Let's move on for the defenseman. Select one. I will select one.
You know what? I'll agree with you. Let's go with Morgan Riley.
All right. What I forgot, you know what I said to you, Hughes earlier?
Yes.
It was not Hughes, honestly. It was Adam Fox. So I just see his name right now here. But I can understand that one over there for sure about this. I will go, guys, with Mr. Falk. And I don't know where is Mr. Falk. He's right here. Here we go. A winger.
Good question. Let's see. You know what? How about Nylander? He seems to be on a
great pick. Great pick. I love this one over there. And again, I put all my money tonight on the St. Louis Blues. I go with Pavel Buchnevich.
Yes. That's good.
All right. Let's move on with the center now. If you put some comments on the chat right now, guys, I'm not there. So we'll go to catch up after that because I'm really work on the website right now. So here we go for the center. Which one are you looking for?
Let's see. Okay. I like Jared McCann. I mean, that's not bad. How much is he?
He's not played tonight. Oh, he's played tonight. Yes.
Oh,
he played.
Yeah. He's playing. Yeah. I mean, that's an option. He's at 5,000, 4,500. Or Zibanejad would be a good one too, but
you want
Austin
him?
Matthews is another good one. I mean, any one of those three is a good choice, I think.
So let's go with Matthews, like you select at the beginning, right?
Okay.
And I will go with with. I still believe I see someone else earlier. No, let's go with. I still go with St. Louis. All right. So now we have two utilities. So we are right now at 4,000. We have to spend an average of 4,700. So we're going to split right here. We're going to see what we have here at 4,700. We have Phil Kassan, Schwartz, Keller, but we can go a little bit lower also. You know.
47. But we have to select two players, though.
Yes.
For 47.
You take one, I take one.
Okay.
You can go higher. I would just have to readjust after that.
No, we'll see here. What if we go with how much is Konechny?
Which one?
Konechny, Travis Konechny.
Konechny?
Philadelphia.
Did I see him?
Uh,
I don't think so. He's higher. He should be lower. He's getting. Here we go. 5,300. That gave me
Too
4,100.
Coach, you know what? Let's put forget about Konechny. Let's put Andrew Mangiapane in there. He's also cheaper.
Which
I
one?
think he'll Andrew Mangiapane of Calgary.
That gave me 56.
Yeah.
Greater, Gra, Atkinson, Chinron, Ellis, Lafrenière, Konechny, Farabi. Ah ha ha ha. All right. We're not to finish at zero. We have to spend all the money anyway. Here we go. So maybe me and Enortap will win tonight. Will be interesting to follow up. So that gave us all the prediction about this right there. Oh no, we have a bad news. I'm going to change it, but the front test is full. But I have all the lineup here. I'm going to change it a little bit after we've done the show here. So let's go back here. And back over there here. We have nothing positive about Evander Kane. That's what he said. The talent go. We have Valentino Al. Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. Where shall you love St. Louis? The reason I love St. Louis is because the chance tonight to have a lot of points is because they play against Arizona West. There's the strategies we do for the fantasy. We have also Mr. NHL back in the house. He said, congratulations for the 3,000K. Thank you so much. He said, road to the 4K. NHL Enortap, he was the number one at the beginning. He was our best guy here. He was always positive, push us. He was a number 23 one as a subscriber at the show, and he's always been around all the time. You know, he in and out. But by the way, we're going to have him the next couple of days. He have to show us his amazing Lego building city he did. He built a rink with Lego. We have, I don't know how many pieces he got, and he have a section of Code Frenchy. So Code Frenchy have his own section inside the ring for the people. So pretty amazing what he did. So we're going to bring all color picture about that. NHL is going to be positive about this, everything like that. Tomorrow, possible, we have Craig Minervini for the Florida Panthers join us tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Michael Dividend will be back with us tomorrow morning. Of course, tomorrow is a game day for the Montreal Canadiens. We'll be back at 5 o'clock tomorrow night for the warm-up show. And finally, 7 o'clock, 6:30, we'll do the pre-game show. And, of course, join with the live stream. And finally, tonight, like I mentioned, no show, nothing for Cole Frenchy, but he's going to make a video and maybe announce the departure of Mac Bergerin and for the next couple of weeks or month. But that would be my prediction of what's going to happening. Watch the video, and it would be interesting about that. Any words before we leave, Mr. Enortap?
No, just thank you again, Coach, for hosting with you, and thank you to all our subscribers and audience tonight for joining
I appreciate
us.
that, Enortap, again for the collaboration, for your knowledge about hockey. We are really thankful, grateful for the Hockey Nation Live show to mention this. Thank you so much. NHL, you just realized the show was a warm-up show, but yes, it is a new show. It's called a warm-up show. The morning is the early edition show, and the evening is the power play show. 3 different shows. Of course, you have the coffee cup of the Montreal Canadiens. Bud the Spud, he's in the house right now. Thanks for joining us, Monsieur Bud the Spud. Thank you so much, join everybody. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. We wish you an amazing, great night, an amazing NHL game tonight. And before we leave, Johnny Golden said, share Hockey Nation channel, social media, help Coach Frenchy. Thank you so much, Johnny. Kind of words. Have an amazing, great night or an amazing, great Tuesday, Vallejo. Go to bed. I don't know when you sleep, but go to the bed. Don't do be me. I know I don't sleep enough, but I think we need to have a recovery of some time. Thank you again, everybody. We look an amazing, great night, everybody. I will look forward to see you tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. But before we leave, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. Thanks, Enortap. Thank you, Vallejo. Bonsoir, Wesh. See you, Vallejo, tomorrow. Wesh, 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 wesh. Thank you, everybody.
What do I know? What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? I need to open my eyes and get a touch of that reality. Don't want another surprise.